Lu Jinian swept a glance over the screen, realizing that it was the kiss scene between him and Song Xiangsai. He turned to look at Qiao Hao, who was focused on the screen with an intensity greater than before he had left the room. Lu Jinian stared at Qiao Hao for a while before turning to look back at the screen. On screen, he and Song Xiangsai were deeply engrossed in their kiss, as though they were using their whole souls and bodies. They were both from the entertainment industry and were clear that this was just an act, a facade for the public. There were many married couples within the industry that had seen their other half kissing someone else. But since he hadn't really kissed Song Xiangsai, just played at the angle, there was nothing to mind about it. In the past, when he had sat in the theater, looking at his own kiss scenes, he didn't feel much, but now that Qiao Hao was staring with such intensity, he started to feel an unknown sense of fear. Lu Jinian remained silent, careful not to disrupt her. Slowly, he sat down on the sofa and picked up his laptop. After he keyed in the passcode and was preparing to clear the last bit of work he had left, he couldn't help lifting his head to look at the unfinished kiss scene playing on the screen. With his fingers, he lightly touched the laptop screen before calmly asking, "Niece?" Qiao Hao turned, looking at him with doubt. Lu Jinian didn't explain his question, his expression light as he lifted his fingers to swipe at the touchpad. Reclining his hand, he positioned it on his chin and stared at the laptop screen for a while before placing it on the keyboard to type. Qiao Hao blinked, unsure if Lu Jinian was murmuring to himself or her. She turned back to the television and continued to watch the movie, but before her eyes reached the screen, Lu Jinian spoke again. In a detached voice, he said, "The movie is filled with different angles, nothing is real, there isn't much to watch." So he had been asking about the kiss scene. Qiao Hao stared at the screen for a few seconds before replying, "Even though it's about the angle, the visuals are amazing, plus the snow background just adds so much emotion to the kiss. The image is so pretty it nourishes the eye." Lu Jinian remained silent, his gaze focused on his laptop. Qiao Hao turned back to the screen to watch the movie. Just then, she seemed to remember that Lu Jinian had mentioned that it was about the angle. In that instance, she remembered how the director had mentioned that Lu Jinian had never kissed anyone before and was always playing with the angle for his kiss scenes. She couldn't help her curiosity, turning back to ask, "The kiss scenes in the movie aren't real?" Lu Jinian continued to stare at the laptop, murmuring, "Yay." Qiao Hao had watched every single movie that Lu Jinian starred in. There were kiss scenes in all of them, and some of them looked extremely realistic. She couldn't help listing a few of his movies to verify. "What about In Clouds and Heaven?" Lu Jinian nodded his head. Qiao Hao turned her head, thinking intensely before listing a few other movies. Lu Jinian nodded once again. "But in Obsessed, there's a bed scene.